Come on, everybody, let's start the show. A quick ahoy hoy and away we'll go. Richard's got a minifig and Flynn's got a pin. The gang's all here and it's time to begin. Tricky Bricks roll call. Moto, Holly, Kara, and sometimes Blair, Clicky, Logan, Ms. Thing and Angela, and Thunderman Ho! Now you're here to grab your bricks and let's go to the Tricky Bricks Build and Chat Show!
Ahoy, hoy, friends.
Ahoy, hoy, everyone. How's it going? It's Sunday, and we're here. You know that because we're here.
It's Sunday Brunch Bunch.
It is. Well, it's going to be the Sunday Brunch Trio today. We are absent Moto and Holly. So it's going to be the California Power Team today. No middle left-hand side of the United States and no Pacific Northwest. But my goodness,
we're fully left-hand side of the United States today.
Yeah, full left. Golly, well, it's I'm just putting it out there to everybody. It's going to be a short and sweet one today. I'm working.
I know. Imagine that on a Sunday.
On a Sunday, so I have to go to work. So that's going to be a short one today, but that's not going to be every Sunday. That's just this one. Hey, let's invite on the third member of our team for today
from way over in the West Bay. We're in the East Bay.
Oh, sure.
Relatively speaking, it's Minifigchick.
It is West Bay.
Hi, Kara.
Hi, Kara. Oh my goodness. Well, so today we're going to be chatting about first of all of the sets that not all, because it would take forever, but we're going to go over some of the sets that came out on August 1st, which is a huge amount of them. And then we're also going to talk about a couple things that got announced this week. One of those things I'm very excited about.
Ooh, I haven't seen any announcements, so this is going to be fun.
They're the feel-good sets of the summer.
I'm super excited. Okay. I have to highlight this because this is
this Monica's?
Yes, because this is I gotta Monica says, I'm actually currently at a rock climbing gym where Amper Up is learning to play chess with a friend.
That's a lot of activities.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot to unpack there.
I'm just imagining 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional chess with rock climbing.
Well, I was like, do you have to climb the rocks to get to the chessboard, or are the rocks the chessboard? I'm very confused.
I've seen videos before on the web. I've seen videos of toddlers climbing at a climbing gym. Just total little monkeys going right up there.
There you go. And toddlers rock climbing 3D chess, says Hooded One. Exactly. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we are going to, hey, let's do pins. Shall we do pins? I say we shall.
I'm up for pins.
I like pins.
Let's go. Let's see. Who should we start with? How about Kara?
All right. I have a fun retro one today. It's a photo pin of Waltz on the monorail with this nice monorail. This was from a pass holder exclusive set of transportation.
Wow.
That's cool. Very cool.
There we go.
Well, once upon a time, Disney was the kings and queens of modern day futuristic transportation.
They absolutely were.
Can you believe that? That's so crazy. And now we're all paying for it. Like literally, we're all paying for
Happily, it. In most cases.
Yes, it's true. Although, man, like recently it's gotten crazy. Like, I honestly don't understand how families actually afford to go to Disney anymore.
I know.
Like,
if we had to pay for 4 people, we
Oh,
would
my
be
goodness.
taking out a loan.
Well, fortunately, we have a backstock of Disney pins.
Yeah, so we don't have to go. We don't have to go there for them, which is good.
I have one right here.
Okay, well, let me here do some things, and then we'll make that happen.
Speaking of City of the Future, I have from Epcot Center. I have the Living Seas hidden Mickey pins.
Oh, the Living Seas.
He's coming around the corner here.
Does
with the
that
focus.
exist anymore?
I'm not sure it does, but their futuristic design sure does. Living Seas.
Well, I get to say, when I worked there, Epcot had just opened, and I got to eat at the Living Seas restaurant, which is actually kind of amazing. Like the entire wall on the one side is a giant aquarium.
Oh, cool.
But it's a seafood restaurant. So
Oh.
it's like,
Hopefully not locally sourced. Or
yeah,
not that locally
it wasn't
sourced.
like you got to pick the fish. Now I've got a throwback here. And I actually meant to look up if this is still going. Now, you and I saw this show when we went for our anniversary.
I love this show. This is one of my favorites.
This is from Disney World in Florida. Because I know that there's not one in Disneyland.
Not anymore.
But this was a gift from Cara, actually. And that is the Country Bear Jamboree. I was so into this. I was so into this show when I was a kid, and we used to go when we went on our summer trips, and I just kind of loved it.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. I'm just gonna, in my head here, I'm gonna imagine, what was your favorite character from the Country Bear Jamboree?
Oh, the big lady bear that sings the sad song on a swing.
It has to be Trixie.
And Trixie, that's right. That's her name, Trixie, and she's like crying and like on a
with
swing.
a little tissue.
Yes, it's like the tissue is very.
I knew it. I knew it.
By the
We've
way,
never talked about that before.
it is still a going concern.
It is okay. Good. It's good to know. Well, okay. So, and I'll never remember what got me to really excited about it. I remember the first time I ever went in, you would go into, or you still do, go into the waiting lobby, like to be let into the show. And there were 3 like mounted animal heads on the wall, a deer, on plaques, a deer, a buffalo, and the third one, I think. And they are just up there. And then they started talking, and I remember, like as a kid, I was so blown away by that, and I was so excited about the Country Bear Jamboree. But yeah, there you go.
Well, I still my favorite thing, such a great inspiration for our sort of complicated animated builds is I'm inspired by those characters, the Country Bear Jamboree, America Sings, the Tiki Room, all those ones with animatronic figures. I like moving minifigures around in that way.
Robots.
I have to take another little left-hand turn away from Lego just for a moment and say
rabbit hole coming.
We watched a movie last night which blew me away.
Oh,
it is no wonder that it won so many Oscars.
Oh yeah,
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh,
yeah, we just watched an amazing movie
for the first time last night. It was a lot to take in.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
It was a lot to take in. I kind of want to watch it again just to kind of retake it all in, because it took me a little while to kind of like
it took
understand
to wrap your head around what was going on.
Yeah, it was great though. I enjoyed it.
I would be hard pressed to do that movie in Lego. I'm not sure. I can barely make sense of that movie in my head.
Right.
Michelle Yeoh is just like, woo, love her. So hey, bonjour, Wilfred, just passing by. Very good. Yeah, so that was fun. It was a fun movie. And I didn't know what to expect going into it, because believe it or not, I managed to avoid. I mean, of course, I knew what, generally what it was about, but not like the whole sort of thing. But yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. Oh, and if you want to go like to the complete like crazy pants end of things,
okay, if that wasn't,
we just started watching Yellow Jackets, and that stuff is
I haven't tried that
chart. It's
That's a feature for grown-up
that's a
audiences.
feature for grown-up audiences. It's really messed up. But anyway, we digress. You know,
Enough of that.
I've been listening to have one more rabbit hole. I've been listening to a horror podcast hosted by Freddie Prinze Jr., which like is amazing, and he's got a great voice. But they have rabbit holes too, but they call them side quests, which I absolutely love. He's like, not to go on another side quest here, and then he'll start talking about other things.
I love that. We should start. You have to start calling them side quests.
It's pretty good. Okay, so I know, Oliver, it's funny, right? Like, it's a story about a laundromat owners with financial problems. Really, like, if you wanted to give an encapsulated version. Sorry, we're back to everything, everywhere, all at side quest rabbit hole.
Well, that movie, I think you can't really understand it from a description. Like, if you said the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, that would be just about as descriptive as laundromat owners with financial problems.
Well, you know, I agree and slightly disagree, because Marvel has really ushered in the concept of the multiverse.
Oh yeah.
And so I think that people were much more primed for everything everywhere all at once than they would have been otherwise.
Well, I want to see a Michelle Yeoh CMF set where it's her
in all the different
formats.
All of them.
The hot dog fingers was so weird.
See
Anyway,
how I brought it back to Lego?
yeah,
then?
you did. Very good. Very good. All right, friends. Well, we have got some things to talk about today, but we're going to say hi to everybody in the chat. So now is the time to say hello in the chat, give a shout out. And while we're waiting for the thing to populate.
That was, by the way, that was Clicky there, our resident focus puller, Clicky, right there.
Nobody's ever seen Clicky before.
Mascot.
World famous.
Famous.
Award-winning world famous.
Well, he's an international. They're an international star, right? Is Clicky?
Yes, they are. Absolutely, international star. They've appeared in homes across the world. We have a whole drawer full.
I know. Is it okay? Have you ever had this happen with brick separators that you've got on your build table? You just know that you've got 15 different ones in 5 different colors, and then you go to find one, and where are they?
It's impossible.
Where are they?
Okay, I found the one in my build table, but
very good. Well, it's so funny because they make them orange on purpose, like
so they're easy to find.
And yes, Wilfred, Clicky is all about googly eyes too, which is another theme.
Enough with the googly eyes.
All right, but yeah, hey, let's see who is up and about and chit-chatting today.
And we keep finding out there's more and more and more lurkers too, who don't ever say anything in the chat, and then just random people you run into in the world.
I saw the show. Happened. Yeah, that totally happened. And Clicky once again was like the deciding factor. All right, so we've got 2 humble bricks. Hello, how's it going? We've got Abby the squirrel. Apples is here from Europe.
Hi.
Hello. We've got Brickaroo Bonsai. See You Later is here. David Wilkie, Hooded One, Johnny Cat. Hi, Johnny. Lisa Head is here. Hi, Lisa. How's it going? Matthew Builds Bricks.
Saw him yesterday.
I know we saw him yesterday at the meeting.
Kicking off the Emscapades. It's a little haiku of Emscapades today. We've got
Matthew Builds Bricks, Minifigchick, and Monica Berry, and Moto. I gotta say it.
Wherever
Sorry, it's like always.
Just close it out very nicely.
Oliver is here. PT McEwen is here.
Saw PT yesterday.
Yep. Rob Zaccardi also saw yesterday. And the Zaccardis, hello. We've got 2 gay A-foles. Hey, fellas. How's it going? That's so great to see you. And of course, Wilfred. And you know who we saw yesterday also is Kim
Zarachino.
I don't think she goes by that anymore. I think we're like holding on to like a really old nickname. But
it was so fun seeing everyone at the Tricky Lug meeting yesterday.
We had a nice turnout yesterday. So there we go. And hi, Paula, how's it going? I've just seeing some people that I didn't see on the list. Paula's here. So yeah, it's been it's a Sunday.
And Cara, I saw on Instagram, so I already have a preview, but tell us, what is the new challenge for Tricky Lug?
The new challenge for Tricky Lug is a challenge, and it is to build something using only one color.
Monochrome.
Oh, Monochrome challenge. Very fun. I always love
You
those.
can add a base plate. You can use minifigs to tell a story, but the build itself has to be one single color.
So it can't be like dark blue and light blue. It has to just be one color.
All the one color.
Mm.
You know that
Yours
thing
are
we've
always
heard it.
accepted.
Mine's gonna be all tan.
You know, we've heard it time and time again, but that thing and artist limitations are their greatest assets. I think that's true. If I approach a project and don't have any limitations, it's just a blank base plate or a blank canvas, I have a heck of a time. But with monochrome, that's so limiting. Immediately, I have ideas.
Yeah, and Matthews asks, could it be black and white? No, the point of the challenge is that it is a single color. So
Only
if you have
one.
black and white or any two colors, then you have the ability to add contrast and shading. This is to really build something. And I wish I still had it. But for instance, years ago, we had a sort of similar contest at Baylug. And I actually built, out of all yellow 2x4s, like a large key. Had a big handle, and it had all the little bits at the end that make it a key. But it was just yellow 2x4s. So the whole point of this challenge is to make an object. So you're not telling a story with color, you're not telling a story with light, you're actually making a sculpture.
Well, it's, that's really interesting too, because we know
Oliver.
Yes, we know that a lot of at least when our friend Elia, when we chatted with him about doing the design, on Queen Whatever, he was telling us that when they start off, will often build things all in white bricks, just to get the shape.
Right, so it takes all that color consideration out of it.
Exactly. That's I think, so I think that's really cool. We're really sort of just like following in the footsteps of Lego designers before us.
My gateway theme into Lego was architecture, and at the time that we started building a few years ago, the architecture sets were all white.
Yep, and I think that was kind of a sort of throwback to that a little bit. So
it was a great set. It had so many good parts.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, so let's start talking about some stuff that's coming out this month.
Okay.
Because we are on a bit of a time schedule today. Let's see.
It's hard to keep up. It's so hard to keep up. There's so many sets.
There's so many, and we're not going over all of them. Like, I didn't put the Minecraft sets up. We're not looking at the Donkey Kong sets. There are a few things in here. It was funny when I was looking over the list of sets to talk about today. I realized, like, oh, we've gone over lots of these already. Like, we dedicated a show to some of these already when they were announced. So you'll see some things, and we're not going to linger on the ones that we've gone over, but there are some significant ones that I thought we would be remiss if we didn't add in here. So, let's take a look here. Now, this is one I heard a lot of talk about at yesterday's meeting. And that is Tranquil Garden.
Beautiful.
This is absolutely gorgeous. And I put it right up there with like the A-frame cabin. There's just this quality about it, and this sort of again, this idea of peaceful nature that I really love, because especially in, when you're looking at city sets or friend sets, everything is very like action. And this is very just like, it's in the name, tranquil.
And again, this one is really aimed at an adult audience, I think.
Well, yeah, it's an icons. So that's the adult line. So
that nice base that just frames it all and just contains it.
So lovely.
Oh, hooded one already has it.
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
This one, now I'm not a car guy, but that's a good gorgeous one. This is absolutely gorgeous. The shaping on this and the colors, like I've never seen. I mean, maybe it's just because I like these kinds of cars, but I have not yet seen a Lego car that I like as much as this one. Like, this just seems like a perfect. I think it's just because it's so smooth, and a lot of times I'm used to seeing Technic cars, which have a lot of exposed stuff to it. So to see like and I know there have been others, but this is just really stunning, I think.
This makes me think of Jake Sadovich.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, because it's his pedal car, right? Like it reminds me of his pedal car.
Yeah, between this, the Aston Martin, the 007 Aston Martin, and the Ford Mustang, I think they've rounded out their complete car collection.
It's really great.
Oh, and Matthew Belts-Bricks points out it reminds him of Pee-wee's car.
Oh,
well, Pee-wee doesn't have a car; he has a bike. But yes, it's like Pee-wee's bike. And can I just say, R.I.P. Paul Rubens, aka Pee-wee Herman, who was a huge, like I can't even get big enough influence on me as a youngster growing up, like especially like as a teenager. And I saw this sentiment a lot, actually. I'm gonna step away from the Corvette for just a second to say this because, well, first of all, like,
well, you know, it's kind of a secret, but Flynn used to do an amazing Pee-wee impression.
Yeah, that should have stayed a secret. Yeah, there's the one of the only ones of these that I own that Richard got me for Christmas.
Nice.
He was a huge influence on me as a kid, in comedy, and I saw this sentiment a lot on Twitter, was that he gave people permission to be weird. And I love that. Like that, I thought that was such a great, like, spot on little thing. But anyway,
and he had one of the most inclusive shows on television too.
Yeah. So hats off and cheers to the great Paul Rubens. Rest in peace, friend. All right. Sorry, that was a little. Oops.
It was a good side quest.
Yeah. Side quest. Our Pee-wee Herman side quest. All right. Let's get back to this now. All right. So now we talked about these before, but I just wanted to put them here because they are just so incredibly bonkers and pastel. But this Gabby's Dollhouse line is coming out.
Yes,
Rob Zaccardi, I saw that. I'm sorry, we're going back. We're side questing back. Yes, they did. The Alamo posted that they still get questions about the basement because of the movie. And if you've seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure, they go and sit inside the giant dinosaur mouth, right? That dinosaur still exists, and they painted it, and it's now wearing Pee-wee's suit.
Oh my God.
I know. You can find a picture of it. It's so good. It's amazing. Hey, Kim. Oh yeah, good. So still Zarachino. We're not okay. All right. Anyway, sorry. We're waxing rhapsodic about Pee-wee Herman and looking at this weird Lego set. Anyway, Gabby's Dollhouse. Those 4 sets. Those are coming out. There's some really great parts and figs. Yes, as 2KA Fulls, like right there on it.
Now it looks
cat,
like
mermaid cat, all the cats.
Yeah, the cats are really cute.
That cat looks like Hello Kitty to me.
Totally.
It is a little Hello Kitty-ish. It also kind of looks like a dumpling or like a
like dim sum.
Like it's got, or it looks like one of those the steamed buns, the little squishy ones. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, all right. What's next? Okay, this is now, normally you wouldn't focus on stuff like this, but this one has such great colors in it. It's got pink. It's got that Elsa blue-green, like the frozen blue, we call it. It's got that medium, but I can't tell if that's dark azure or not. And we also get a bunch of that light yellow color.
Yes.
So really great set for if you're looking to get a lot of pieces in, like those types of colors. I love it. I think it's going to be really cool. I want to get that pastel small one that they came out with.
Logan, what are you doing? Logan is here with his chin on my knee, trying to make it be Logan.
It's not. Right, sorry, buddy.
Not right.
So here's another amazing one.
Beautiful.
Himeji Castle is just stunning. Like, they're really knocking it out of the park. What are you doing? It's not time for you. You're early. We will call you from your dressing room when it's time for your entrance. All right, so yeah, so this one is great. I don't have the money or the room for it, but it's pretty great.
It's awesome.
Lisa Head says the cat's name is Cakey, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
That's a 4+ name right there.
Yeah, that for sure. For sure. All right. Let's see. What's next? Oh, yes, the Creator 3-in-1 Main Street. Now, this is almost, I think, might be the biggest 3-in-1 that they've yet made. Like, this is really big by 3-in-1 standards.
And this is definitely another example of the crossing of the themes. This has
Totally.
a bit of flavor of Friends to my eye.
Yeah, and I know we talked about this one before, but yeah, you've got the hotel, you've got the record store, the music store, and the coffee shop. And I love the tall tower, but I really love this one on the lower right that has like the drive-through in the building, like you can drive, like it's kind of got a little hole in the middle.
But a very Miami deco feel to it.
It does. It does. And it also echoes some of the other, like the roof on this one right here. I don't know if you can see my cursor. The roof on this dark blue roof reminds me a little bit of the Parisian restaurant roof.
Totally.
Maybe just because the colors, but it kind of gives me that vibe. All right. Oh, you haven't built them yet. Oh my goodness. You're very lucky, Oliver.
You're gonna have.
Not to have not built them. Now we looked at this one again. This is one we looked at in the past, but I thought it was worthy to just pop in there that this is out this month. Another great 3-in-1.
Very exciting.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Now this is one where I'm less excited about the side builds and more, and I think the main build is far more interesting. But that's why it's the main build.
I see. I would have to have 3 of these so I could have all 3.
And JK Brickworks has designed a motor that works for this kind of track.
Of course they have.
They've been able to motorize the roller coaster track.
Okay, so this is the exotic parrot, this time in pink. I know we've talked about this one before too, but I just love the colors on this one.
I want that one.
Not only is it a great build, but come on, those colors.
It's just a pink parrot.
Fun. What was that?
It's a pink parrot. How can you not?
It's a pink parrot. What are you gonna do? Okay, I think now, while this isn't something that I would necessarily want to hang on my wall, I think this is a brilliant, absolutely brilliant Spider-Man mosaic, 3-dimensional, literally coming out of the frame.
Yep, it's excellent.
And I was looking at a little video today, and apparently the head tilts side to side.
Oh, wow.
And the fingers are all jointed, so you can have them either like clutching the frame or, if you wanted to have the fingers in different positions, you could.
I love that green dot dither too.
Yeah, that green background is fantastic. And of course, it's got spiders, which I'm super into. So that's really not super into. Like, I don't want one, but I love a Lego spider.
It's like the day of spiders today.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think this one is absolutely stunning. Oh, and yes, happy birthday, Oliver.
I know we've been talking about all his sets, but yes, happy birthday.
Yes, and 2K April's absolutely. I hope they do more like this. It's really. I'm glad that they didn't stick to just doing
art.
Just keep doing the art ones like they're doing over and over again, and they're starting to expand into this more like 3-dimensional thing. And I also love the double frame, which is, I think, new.
Mm-hmm.
It's got like a black and a white frame on it, which is pretty cool. So yeah.
Well, hands aren't easy, and those are super well done.
Yeah, kudos to the designers on this one.
Nice.
Okay, I have feelings about this, but
I do too.
I think Lego lends itself to modern art. This is sort of, who would you say? Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat here, but this makes me think of Kandinsky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Kara, go ahead. You tell your feelings first, and then I'll say what I think, and
Okay.
then here. Wait, I got to get this up.
So first, I think it's a, I think it's a really interesting and clever set. But
Yes.
at first approach, if I was to come upon this like in a store or like now looking at it online, I'd be like, wow, it's a lot to take in because there are 8 million possibilities. That said, I wonder what the instructions look like. If the instructions give you like, here's how to do something in the style of Kandinsky. Here's how to do something in the style of Picasso, or, some other version of that to help guide you in the process. And if it's,
Sure.
also if it's more, if the instructions contain something that was educational about art, various art forms, I could wrap my head around it. But just as it is in a box,
Yeah.
it feels like it would be a challenging build. I mean, there's lots of great parts, obviously,
Yep.
lots of pretty colors, but to me, there's not enough information on the box to tell me
Right.
how to approach it.
Yeah, well, okay, it's interesting that you would say approach, because what I was going to say about it is, while I think it's a great concept and idea. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot.
Yeah.
What I think it's a great idea and concept. I feel like the box art feels unapproachable.
Right.
Like it doesn't draw me in the way that other Lego sets artwork does. And I don't know what it is, but there's just something to me that, and again, this is just me personally, finds it a little off-putting, but that's just me.
Modern art is hard to, sorry to interrupt, but modern art, I think it's hard to approach. It's
right.
difficult because it's not like, oh, here's a sculpture of a very pretty person. And I see that it has one picture, 4 options, but why those 4? Why not any other 4? Why doesn't it help guide you into making actually your own, piece of art? I'm not really getting it.
I mean, it does say one picture, 4 options, many variations.
Oh, many variations. There you go.
Okay, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I should say I love the forms of this. I can't help but make a figure, a face out of that blue with the black.
Yeah,
the
that's
black
clearly
circle
a face.
and and the red. I can't help but do that. Personally, I try and limit myself to 3 colors in any one section on view at any given time. I find I can make 3 colors harmonious, and they've got 8 here. And I don't think it's, it's a pleasing piece, but 8 is a really bold choice of numbers of colors. And if I look at, if I just quickly look at the other 3 options there, they look a little bit of a color jumble. So I wonder how much conversation there was in the background over the color palette in this one. It's really, the color palette is kind of all over the place.
So Oliver says, I'm just looking at the instructions online, and it seems they go for showing how to build the frame and then have different geometric elements that you are invited to place.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I think about this is I think this would be a very difficult kind of entry level set.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's 18 plus.
No, I just mean for an adult who's never done Lego before, this is probably not the set I would kick off with. This is for people who are comfortable. And I say this as a teacher who has taught adults and kids, and adults, when presented, like we were just talking about this, presented with a blank canvas, it's very daunting for them. Right?
Yep.
Well, for one thing,
I remember that, Wilfred.
Oh, yes.
You've run into in your classes that you teach, adults who really want to make something logical out of it, right? They want to do something representational.
Right.
So I think it is a really interesting foray into modern art in that it's so abstract. It's just, I'm surprised a little by this one.
Yeah, same. Okay, well, let's move on from that. We've spent more time on this, I think, than everything else combined.
Well, it's done one thing it's meant to do, and it gets you thinking.
Okay, so here's a big Technic set that's coming out.
3,000.
Totally not in my wheelhouse. I put this on because I wanted to include a Technic set. It's huge, 2,883 pieces.
Wow.
And it just makes my brain hurt looking at it.
Yep.
It makes my brain hurt, and the impressions of Technic pins are already appearing on my fingertip, just looking at it.
Don't make a mistake after 157 pieces.
No, please.
Because you'll have to take the entire thing apart.
You've changed the entire thing now.
It does come with a motor, though, so that's cool.
Well, I should hope so. After all that work, you'd want it to do.
I know. All right. Okay, now we've already gone over these in a previous show, so we're gonna kind of, and there's a lot of them, so I'm just gonna kind of bounce through them while we're talking about them.
Yep.
But these are arguably the most exciting sets coming out this month.
Agreed.
As far as just pure off the wall bonkers, but really cool and make sense.
Mixels 3001.
Well, I think this is a perfect example of color harmony. There's 3 major colors here.
Now, has anybody watched the show?
I started, but I tend to watch a lot of television while I'm working, so it's just in the background, and there was too much going on visually for me to pay attention to it, so I haven't continued.
Right. I haven't either. I'm not familiar with all the characters and all that. The only one I know is like the old lady who I love.
Because she's
but yeah, so we've got this one. Here is the Mateo and Z-Blob, the robot. Okay, can I just say, like, Z-Blob is like a big favorite online. Like, people are freaking out over Z-Blob.
Okay.
We've got the Grim Keeper. Grim Keeper, the cage monster, and we talked about this when we saw it the first time, but this is very very reminiscent of the Hidden Side villain.
Absolutely.
There's the turtle bus. Yeah, there's Mrs. Castillo. That's her name. I love Mrs. Castillo. Mrs. Castillo's turtle van is amazing.
Ooh, look at that hair. The hair on 2 of the figures in the background, the purple, and then in the foreground here, that's amazing.
Oh, that
hair.
this, yeah, that is a great
hair.
Great hair piece. Both of those, they're really fantastic. Awesome.
I love that there's so many little mini, microfigs in this, like the children and friends.
Funny little characters.
Mm-hmm.
I love this one. Of course, this is like right up my alley. It's like my colors and a great build, super fun.
Can't help but think of elves with it.
And it's a flying unicorn. How can you not love it?
Yeah, and it's it's those wings from the elves dragons. I believe that's where those kind of happened. Now, I don't know if we looked at this one before, but this is the crocodile car.
I love it. It's outrageous.
This is a favorite. This one's great. The Stable of Dream Creatures.
It's so pretty.
It's really fun. And it's got like
those mushroom people.
I love the what?
Those mushroom people are killing me.
Yeah, the little mushroom people are adorable. I love them. Now Matthew says, I didn't like the TV show, but it wasn't aimed for someone my age, but it's my favorite theme in a long time. I love the sets and crazy creatures. Totally. Yes.
Well, I mean, most of the cartoons I watch aren't really aimed for someone my age, so.
Right. And yes. Tugay April says, so we got 2. Simon got the crocodile one and I got the black horse one. Very cool. Awesome sets. Oh, and Lisa already put the treehouse and cottage together. Oh, that's great. Wow. Yeah, see, these are already really popular. Really, really popular.
Well, and the parts. There are so many super cool parts.
The parts alone
gotta be
are
fun
great. I don't think we looked at this one before either. Mr. Oz's space bus. There's lots of like vehicles that do, that are odd in this one. And this one has my favorite, which is this little dude in the top hat. Just because like the hat is almost bigger than he is.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I find hilarious. The treehouse. This is. I enjoy this one. I mean, I think it's cool and really pretty. I also think it's very, very reminiscent of many other tree houses that Lego's done in the past. And I mean,
it is still an excellent tree house.
No, it is. And tree houses are always fun. And I love them. And also, we've seen a lot of tree houses.
This is true.
It's kind of like if Lorna Lovegood moved into the Weasley's house.
Luna Lovegood.
Luna Lovegood. Yeah, I always get names close.
All
I
right.
get them close.
Now this one's my
Lorna.
favorite, the Nightmare Shark Ship.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's like, this is the one that I want. This looks fantastic.
Giant eyeballs, glow in the dark teeth.
Okay, taking a hard turn from colorful to not so colorful. Now this one is actually not coming out this month. This was just announced. It's the Coruscant Guard gunship, which I know a lot of Star Wars fans are really excited about. And normally we don't feature Star Wars sets, but I had to give the kudos because we always joke about Star Wars only being gray. And this one is Star Wars's other color palette, dark red and white.
Oh.
But yeah, so
Points
still
for that, and it's got stud shooters.
for all you people who are who like that sort of thing, that sort of Star Wars thing, which I know there's a lot of people who do. Okay, so here is some. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that ship. No, I think it just got announced. Now this one is another one that's available now, and this one is the Spider-Man Final Battle.
Oh, that's like Lady Liberty's head, huh?
Exactly, all in gold, I think, or
looks like dark
tan
here,
or dark, yeah, like one of the brown, like nougat colors. So we've got that one. That's one of a handful of other Marvel sets that are coming out this month. Yep, see, Hooded One says, "Hey, look, it's not gray." Exactly. We've got Sonic sets. Now I know there's a lot of people super excited about Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm a Tails fan personally, so glad to see Tails here. So this is Tails' workshop, actually, so of course he's there. And then we've got Amy's Animal Rescue Island, which is cute as well. But and there's also about 3 or 4 more. And I just got to point out this dude. Like they've taken the animals and given them these like hyper kooky faces, and this bird piece has got an extra large head that I don't know that I've seen before.
All right, the animal, it's totally worth it for those animals. Totally.
It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty fun, like really, really silly. Yeah, Tails is amazing, right? All right. Okay, so here's the announcement this week that everybody is kind of, well, people have mixed feelings about. For me, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 must-haves, and the other ones are like, if I get them, great, but I don't really care as much. If you are not familiar with Marvel's retinue of TV shows, of Marvel TV shows, Disney Plus, you may not recognize some of these characters, or if you're not like a hardcore Marvel comic character. So I will go over who some of these people are.
I'm pretty sure I know who one of them is.
Well, we're gonna go over all of them.
All right.
So starting on the left, we have Kate Bishop, who, if you watch the Hawkeye show, she's like the girl version of Hawkeye. Basically, she's like Hawkeye's. Well, I don't know what you would call it. Hawkeye's like her mentor, for lack of a better word. And then going over to the right, we have Wolverine, of course, and of course, that's one of the ones that I want. In his 97 costume, which is also the costume he's going to be wearing in the upcoming Deadpool movie.
I wish Lego would make these weird legs. I think that would be just awesome if they made some weird sideways legs.
Yeah, it would be nice
Like
if
Crazy
we got.
Bricks exists.
Yeah.
Yep.
So next to keep going to the right, we've got She-Hulk, which was another show, and then here's another one that I really want is this Moon Knight one, which was such a fun, weird show. If you didn't watch it, you should check it out because it is cuckoo pants. I just absolutely love it. And then, in no big surprise to anyone, I really want the werewolf one on the far right. That was from
that
the one that we watched
We
that
watched
show
that.
too. It was great. It was short.
What is
and
that
really
show?
fun.
Werewolf or?
It's called Werewolf by Night, I believe.
Oh,
Really great. It was really fun. It's all shot in black and white, and it's got the feel of an old Universal horror film, which is really cool. Okay, so next row in the back on the left with the angry face is a character called Echo, which you may not have heard of before. But what's notable about Echo, besides being sort of a newish character, is that she has a prosthetic leg that is actually like part of the minifig. So she's got like a little prosthetic leg. I don't know, painted prosthetic leg feature, which is not, by the way, the first time a minifig has had a prosthetic leg. But we're going to take a little break right now from looking at these Marvel minifigs.
This just in.
This just in. Correct. It is that time. It's time for the pause that refreshes. It's Logan Cookie time. Logan has not so patiently been waiting.
He's going to type on the keyboard.
I know. If we're not careful.
Oh, that was a good catch. Wow. Another one? Oh, good boy, Logan.
Good.
Good boy. You're going to have to do the weather today as well.
I know. There's no Skittles today for the weather.
And your sound of happiness. Listen carefully, folks. This is the sound of happiness.
There you go. I love having the microphone down here now.
And I'll just hand you one more. That's good, Logan. Good boy.
Good boy. And that has been Logan Cookie Time. There we go. Yes, there is a hippo goddess in Moon Knight. She's one of the Egyptian gods. Okay. You're right, Devo. Captain Redbeard does have a prosthetic leg. If you wanna, wooden legs count. Okay. So let's get back on to this now. Here our minifig explanation here. All right, so going next over to the right from Echo is Beast, the blue guy, another one of my must-haves because he's from the OG X-Men team. And if you know anything about me, you know that I love the X-Men. Now here's one that everybody was really, really bumming was missing in the last one. And that is Agatha Harkness from WandaVision with her famous winking face.
That's right.
And her powers. I'm so excited for this one. Like I know a lot of people were really excited for that.
She had definitely one of the best scenes in that show.
Yeah,
too.
oh for sure. A lot of them actually. And you know what I wanted to kind of, while we're talking about this, I wanted to give a little shout out to the Lego minifig designers because they attain a level of detail in such a small, I feel like they don't miss anything. Like they always get the in jokes, like the winking face, right? Like just they take those iconic bits, those movie poster moments, and include them in. Like including. I mean, now of course, Echo, her prosthetic leg is kind of integral to her character, so of course they would do that. But it's little things. Like to me, the number one kind of thing that I point to when it's that level of detail is the 1966 Batman set that has the Joker with the little mustache.
Yeah,
I mean, the Cesar Romero's mustache, like that right there is like peak detail. It's really great. So shout out to the Minifig graphic designers there. Yes, Debo Bricks, you are right. Lego graphic designers are unsung heroes. And I really wish more of them would get media training so we could interview them.
Yes, that would be so awesome.
Okay, so continuing on back over to the left-hand side, back row now. That is Mr. Knight, which is one of Moon Knight's. I don't want to give away anything. I'll just say it's another character. And next to him, we've got Hawkeye. And next to him, we've got the, I think that's Ultron? Ant-Man, sorry. Another Ant-Man guy. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. I thought I had them all down. And you know what? I really don't care about him anyway, because what's really this entire collection is about, in my personal opinion, is Mohawk Storm. Because that was, I mean, I got to say, like, for me, growing up in a predominantly white area, having a black superhero heroine who then goes full punk rock, because she wore this white outfit for a while with the mohawk, and then she switched to an entire black leather outfit for a while, which was absolutely incredible. And so I don't know. I just really dug her as a character and as a fashion icon, like wearing outfits I would never be able to pull off. But you know, I got my first mohawk because of Storm. Like that was, yeah, and it wasn't because like everybody in the punk rock scene was doing it. It was like literally because of Storm.
And is this a new cape? I don't know that I've seen a cape shaped like that.
No, she has a cape like that. Sorry, she has a cape like that in her first incarnation. The one we have, it's a rounded. It's like a rounded cape that has. It's a funny one, but yeah, she did have that style of cape. It's a kooky shape. Now, not only is this notable because it has amazing Mohawk Storm, this will be besides video, this will be the first official CMF line that comes in boxes.
Oh, no bag squeezing on this one.
Now, I'm sure you can't tell from the front, but this is what it looks like on the back. Oh, and can I just say, I love we're featuring some of the alternate faces here, but check out, you can see Wolverine's mouth in this one. That's a great mouth.
You got it.
But okay, anyway, I want you to see what the back looks like. So that's where the box is, and there's lots of extra around to get the picture on there. Now, I didn't dig too deeply into it, but I did read somewhere that even though they're putting them in boxes, that they're still going to make it so that you're able to get all 12. But I didn't research into that too much. I don't know. Yeah. And yes, Matthew, it is attached to her arms.
Well, nice for staying away from plastic, you know, in packaging. But I don't know. Do you shake it? Can you tell what figure it is from shaking it? I don't think so.
Well, now the thing is, and I've seen this bandied about a little bit, and I know that this is something Bricks O'Brien brought up on one of our shows a long time ago, is this going to drive people to start doing the thing that they do for Pokemon cards, which is they actually weigh the boxes and find out how much each one weighs, because they all weigh slightly differently because of the props. And then the same thing with the cards. There's like special cards that are thicker or have like foil on them or whatever, and you can tell.
Wow, AFOLs will find a way.
It's like a whole new. Like it's the new bag feeling is going to be bag weighing. You're suddenly just going to have a whole bunch of AFOLs in a store with like little scales. Like
that's just bonkers. Just buy them.
You need some X-ray specs for those.
And you're right, Matthew. It does feel like they're going to get opened. I mean,
especially in like Target and Walmart.
I mean, I've seen the foil packages open before. So if they,
Wow.
people are weird, and I would not at all be surprised if we see, a lot of that happening.
Don't be a bad person.
Yeah, don't be that person. Tuga Gay Eiffel says, with video, we found many open boxes in big supermarkets. Yep. Yep. So, all right. So moving on from those excellent minifigs, which I'm very excited about, we are going to, there we go. So this is coming up for Christmas.
Oh, that's cute.
And yeah, this is another Nutcracker. This time, a sort of a darker skinned Nutcracker, which is nice. That's cool. I like his little dress or coat or whatever it is.
Ears as his cuffs.
I love the cuffs made out of the
gears. Yeah,
that's great.
All right, and then also this one. This is kind of like make your own gingerbread character.
Oh, it's adorable.
Which I think is really cute. Really cute
party
idea.
Thing
And I'm also excited to have these 2x2 large eyes in different colors. We have blue and brown, and they make gold. There were gold ones that they made as well.
Stocking stuffers.
Debo.
Really cute. Really cute.
Now I want a cookie.
I know. Now I'm hungry. All right. Well, that's actually all we have to look at for today, because it is, I just realized, 2 minutes to 11. So we're ending at a perfect time. And it's time to share minifigs before we go. Let's see. Car, are you ready with your minifig?
I am ready.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so Paint Pusher and I are in the middle of building Rivendell, which is gorgeous and delightful. And as a result, I'll share this fig from the section I'm building right now, which is a delightful dwarf. And you can tell he's a delightful dwarf because of, sorry, the light's too hot, but he's got this amazing sculpted beard. It's not going to come through. Oh, there, you kind of see it.
I can see that.
Yeah, but in the movie, the dwarves, their beards were always rearranging themselves into different braids and plaits and whatnot. And so just, I love having more beard options.
Very good. All right. It's us.
All right. Well, I've got this from Vintage Castle Fantasy. I've got this troll in dark tan with a cool tattoo. Normally, this would have had sort of silver gray horns on the top of it.
Yeah, so he's good. He's from the Trolls versus Dwarves. It's like a whole dwarf and troll thing. You guys are gonna have to
we're on
engage
the same
in a battle.
Yay, big figs.
Yay.
All right, and then I've got just because we were just talking about it, I had to go dig out. Let's see. We got you some OG Wolverine here.
All right.
With the brown and yellow outfit that matches my hoodie.
And the X-Men belt.
And the big wings and the belt. Yeah, he's got the whole thing going on. And again, the from the very first set that Richard and I ever put together.
Yep.
I mean, as adults.
As adults.
And why did I buy that set? And why did I buy that set? Because Wolverine and Storm. Those were like my big reasons for getting it in the first place. I also wanted to share this just because it's hilarious. Now, we don't usually we don't buy a lot of like custom printed minifigs, but I do love Citizen Brick, even though they are sometimes a little too rich for my blood. But they do often just sell individual parts. And I got this one, I think I want to say it was Cascade, because I don't think it was in Chicago. Oh no, I got it when we went to the Citizen Brick, the factory of dreams,
which was fascinating. Seeing the pad printers,
it was really cool. But check this out. So this is this makes me laugh. This guy
Eek.
who's got spiders all over his face. It's like the nightmare.
I put spiders outside, but if one gets on my face, all bets are off.
Just that one makes me laugh. I have another one, but unfortunately, it's not really fit to show in public. But yeah, you should check out. Well, not fit to show on this show, I should say. But yeah, really, Citizen Brick has some really fun, great stuff. So, all right, friends. Well, it is time for us to skedaddle for today. But thanks so much for coming and hanging out with us. Next week we are going to be finishing up our reviews of the Friends Summer Wave. And we will be, so Holly will have the horse stable and she's got the sports center, and we will be doing the otter rescue. Because otters. And also, if I'm not sure, I've got a friend coming over this week to help me build. We may also squeeze in the Little Mermaid Royal Clamshell, which we weren't unable to finish building so far, and I really want to make sure that we do that one because it's a lot of fun. So, all right, well, great, everybody. Yeah, that Blackbird set is the coolest, Debo. I 100% agree. We just had a Tricky Lug meeting yesterday, but the next one is remind us all, Cara. Tricky Lug meeting.
It will be Saturday, September 2nd.
Saturday, September 2nd. And just a reminder or new news for you, if you didn't hear this the last time, that Tricky Lug is now officially a lug, like for reals. So if you've always wanted to be a part of a lug, or you are currently part of a lug and want to be in another one, or you're tired of your old lug and you want something new, you can reach out to Cara at trickylug@gmail.com and get information on how to join and join the Discord and all of that kind of fun stuff. So good fun.
It's super fun. You can see the faces behind the names that you see in the chat, and you can do show and tell of the stuff you're working on. It's just super fun.
Yeah, and we are going to be including an element of kind of how-tos in the shows. I almost said streams, shows, no, meetings.
Thanks.
There we go. One day I'll come around to it eventually.
I'd get there.
But anyway, have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. We will see you next Sunday. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands. Be very careful of those in the U.S. because we are having a resurgence right now of the COVID. So please be careful.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself and others.
When and where you need to. And I just have to point out here, how cool is Flynn's hair? Nah.
It's Thanks. Oh yeah, for the single color build, Debo, it's one color, only one green. You can't do more than one.
Just one.
One color.
Right. But I don't want to end the show saying can't, because I want to say, but you can build with one color.
And you can use a base plate, and you can use minifigs if you want to tell a story, but the build itself has to be one single solid color.
There we go. All right. Bye everybody. See you next time.
Bye.
Happy building.
This. And I couldn't find it.